The Sex Ed with Tim podcast is recorded on the traditional territory of many nations, including the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Anishinaabe, the Chippewa, the Haudenosaunee, and the Wendat peoples, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. We acknowledge that Toronto is covered by Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and the Williams Treaty, signed with multiple Mississaugas and Chippewa bands.
You're listening to Sex Ed with Tim.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Sex Ed with Tim podcast. I'm your host, Tim, certified sex educator. I identify as a chaotic homosexual, and baby, I wish you were my toe so I could bang you on every piece of furniture in the house. Not sure how I feel about that one. Another listener submitted pickup line. We'll keep trying. We'll keep trying about that. What did you guys think about that pickup line? Is it going to work?
Whatever you want to use.
I've been out the game so long, I don't know what pickup lines are anymore.
Because everyone's picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah, there you go.
That's right. It's what you're putting down, not what you're picking up.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, my beautiful audience, my beautiful people, that a more beautiful couple that you hear on the other end of the mic is none other than Lion and Kandi Flood of the Married with Benefits podcast. Lion, Kandi, how are you doing?
We are great and
absolutely.
excited to be here on your show.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for reaching out. I am so surprised that you did, due to the garbage that you saw on my content. Everything is chaos, the world's going to hell, and you somehow managed to find me, and I'm so grateful for that.
Not a problem.
Definitely. I saw you on Instagram, and I told my husband, I was like, I really have to have this guy on our show.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's one thing that
you
we
just
believe.
seem fun and
Yeah.
authentic and yourself, and you just put it out there like you don't care what anybody thinks,
Yeah.
and I love that.
I mean,
That's what the bottom line comes down to.
I am one Instagram post away from showing full hole on the internet. So, you want to talk about authenticity?
Careful, they'll ban you.
Yeah.
That'll be bonus content that you can find on my Patreon. So, first of all, I want to ask you about the title of your podcast, Married with Benefits, because I feel like that's such a cool title. Like, we always hear about friends with benefits. So, walk us through, like, what your podcast is about and how you came about to be right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We first initially started our concept of this podcast when a pandemic kind of started. And we had no idea podcasting, anything. We were just sitting down, and I think we said, let's get a mic. And we just started talking, and it became almost therapeutic. So it was a way for us to actually talk freely that we didn't know at the time. Because when you talk with your partner, you still kind of hold things back a little bit here and there because you don't hurt feelings or you don't want someone to be upset that night. And as we found out when we were talking to the audience, we were talking to each other, but a little bit more openly and freely. And it didn't evolve into the name of Married with Benefits until maybe years later, as we started saying, you know what? You hear the friends with benefits kind of a thing, but married with benefits, it still resembles sex, but it also resembles the benefit of having that friend, having that lover, having everything encompassed, into one. So some people, they automatically think of it as sex, and that is part of it, yes. But it also just goes into benefits. And I think we even have T-shirts with it. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you one in a second. The audience can't see it, but we even got T-shirts made, and I wear it proudly. Even posted it on Facebook, my regular Facebook page, and had family members said, you know what the upside down pineapple means, right? And of course, I'm like, I do. Of course, I know what it means. It ain't an accident. But that's kind of where the name came from. It's just that we are great friends before anything.
Best friends,
and,
absolutely.
Yeah, and that's a benefit of being in that situation.
For those of us not in the know, what does the upside down pineapple mean?
Means that you live in the lifestyle of swinging. And that doesn't mean you actually play with others.
There's the shirt.
Most of the time.
Yeah. And
He has other.
oh yeah, I have so many
shirts,
other ones.
too.
But I'm like you. I'm very authentic. I have a shirt that says, we both have one, but it says "Sorry, my wife comes first," but it says "CUM." So, and I wear, but it's kind of just telling someone, hey, you know what, you may want my attention, but my wife gets it first, but she comes first, right?
Yeah, he wears those to the lifestyle clubs.
Yeah, but the pineapple, most people see it when you think of the Hawaiian culture or culture over there as friendly, welcoming. And it does mean that. And it evolved when you Google or research the upside down pineapple, it evolved to state this is a form that swingers and people in a lifestyle would tell each other that I'm a swinger.
Yeah,
and
it's like an invitation.
Yeah, you would
or
see
just like a
upside down pineapple, especially military bases is kind of where it really started. But if you were driving down the street and you saw an upside down pineapple or some other things like brooms and stuff as well, that meant that house was the swinging house or that couple was a swinging one. So that's upside down pineapple. What it usually means.
For me, I would have thought it's which end goes in first. I like I was not aware that the swinging lifestyle had like its own logo or its own insignia.
Yeah, absolutely it does.
That's so cool. Before we dive any further into swinging, I feel like we should inform our audience, what exactly does it mean to be a swinger, or what is swinging, if you guys can explain.
Yeah, okay, I'll start. And then, so swinging for I guess just the bottom line level, it means people who engage in sexual activities with other partners. So it doesn't mean if you're married, you could be in a monogamous relationship, you could be polyamorous. That's also in kind of the lifestyle. And it's more than just we are doing this on a weekend. That's why they call it a lifestyle. But it basically means, hey, we're a couple, we find another couple, or we find another single person, and we're intimate, sexual, or even just,
somewhere in relationship wise.
And that's a different thing for swinging. Polyamorous relationships, that's very different. That's more of we're actually in a relationship, where swinging is just sex. Yeah. Hey, we're just going to have sex and we're coming back home. And with other people,
sex again.
Yeah, no feelings are involved.
So it's just like a one night stand, but you guys are doing it together, and then you come together, and then you leave together.
Yeah.
Right, and they're just like a one night stand, but there's a lot of lifestylers and communities. So eventually you form kind of a bond and friendship, but it doesn't ever really go to relationships. But like in anything in life, you have issues and people do feelings involved. But 90% of the time, we'll go to a swing club. We'll either be intimate with each other, or we'll find a partner or someone else to be intimate with. We fuck, we come, we go. Oh, excuse me, I don't know if I can say that here.
I would be offended if you didn't swear. Swear your heart out, bro.
We have intercourse.
No, not the intercourse. I commit fellatio at her.
Yeah, right. So
perform cunnilingus. Red flag. Oh, that's my favorite color of the pride flag. Red flag. Ooh.
No, but there's different types of lifestyle swinging as well. There's like full swap, where you full swap with another couple.
Yeah.
There's soft swap, where you just maybe give head or
oral.
There's no full
penetration.
swap.
Yeah.
And then there's
there's several different categories.
Different terms.
Some people are voyeurs.
Where we love to watch others.
Right.
So we love to watch other engage in sex, and it gets us off.
Other. And then there's people who are in the lifestyle. They enjoy going to seek the attention, but they never do anything with another person. They are strictly with their own partner, but it's non-judgmental.
It's like same bed.
Right.
They play in the same bed, but with their own partner.
Right. And touchy feelings, but there's no penetration.
And we do that a lot.
Yeah.
We do that a lot.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is so interesting to me because I'm a huge slut, right? I'm a huge slut. I'm the big gaping hole of the Greater Toronto area. I wear that title proudly, but I feel like swinging is such a different world to me now that you guys talk about it, because I've been single for such a long time and I'm just starting to like, go back into dating again. And I know that I'm an open relationship kind of person. So I want to know what your personal definition is of what the difference is between being swingers and being open.
Okay. You want to take this one or you want me?
Yeah. So for us, being open is way different than swinging. Open is you're allowing, some couples allow their partner go out and have sex without them, or date others without them. We necessarily don't do that. That's one of our rules. We love to watch and do things together. So when we go to the club or we go somewhere and we're hooking up with another couple or another single, we do it together.
Yeah.
We love to watch each other engage with someone else. We love, so open for me is allowing him to go have sex with another female and not in my presence, outside of the home or outside in another relationship. And so that's the difference between that.
Yeah. It just basically comes down to if you're a swinger, you and your partner are in this together. Right. Versus being open means, hey, we're together in a relationship, but I still want to go see someone else.
Right.
Kind of polyamorous. That's in the lifestyle, but that's another term for that. Whereas,
you never bring it home.
Yeah. There's no feelings. I guess that could be the number one thing. There's feelings that separate it, right? Swinging, there's no feelings. It's just sex. It's just
plain.
Hey, let's go have sex with another couple and let's come home, have sex with each other.
Yeah.
Versus open, you're like, hey, let's go have dinner with this couple. Let's go enjoy their company over and over again. And you may never have sex. And then maybe once you have it.
Right.
Where you're getting intimate in feelings.
Right. And when we're watching each other and stuff, we get more aroused by that, and then we come home and we can have sex 3 or 4 times, and because we're so still into it, it's like brought us really
3 or 4
strong.
times. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm tired.
It's so
Not in one day. I'm just saying maybe.
right. I'm 45. I'm
Yeah,
45.
we're in our 40s.
So listen,
We don't do it like that,
yeah,
like
that's-
we used to in
that's
our
the
to our
20s.
20s. No.
yeah. So a great thing that, and we have, like, for example, lifestyle groups where we have people in there who ask questions. Several people coming in like, hey, I don't know what to do. And so we love educating, and that's why we love talking about
absolutely.
it. And the one thing I can tell anyone who's listening to us, who've ever thought about it or interested in it, is you have to be open and communicate.
You
right?
have to be secure in
And
yourself.
secure, right? Because it's like I say jokingly sometimes, and I would tell her, I was like, look, I will cheat with you before I cheat on you.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Cheat
I have
with.
permission.
Oh,
Right? Trademark. It's trademarked. I got it, right?
I take
That's another
10% of your
secret.
royalties.
So, right? But it's like, why am I going to go cheat when my partner, she enjoys seeing me have sex? And honestly, if you ever talk to someone who's in a lifestyle, it's like a different feeling. You get off by seeing your partner's enjoyment. Because when you're having sex with each other, you don't really see their face or see the pleasure because you're still interested in your pleasure.
Right.
But to see the pleasure on their face, it's such a euphoric turn on. And to know that they're so open to it that it's not a bother
And
to
they
them.
love seeing you doing the same thing.
Right.
It's a big
And you're
turn
touching
on.
them and they're caressing them. It's
Yeah.
so
We're all like in the same bed, like a big old orgy.
yeah.
This reminds me of this one time back in my escorting days where I was having sex with this husband and his wife was like at the foot of the bed just masturbating, and she got off on watching me fuck him, and it felt kind of strange because even though I was like fucking him, they were so like locked in like
Into
they
each
had
other.
yeah, and I felt like,
Yeah.
am I the third wheel here? This feels so like
Yes. And I was just about to say that.
Should I leave?
If you ever watch a swingers couple, 98% of the time, if they're doing it, their eyes are into their partner.
Yeah.
They're touching their partner because it's still such a like, wow, this is connecting us way more than we thought.
Yeah.
It's so weird to explain, but yes, I'll watch her face, and there's no jealousy. Of course, we're humans, but why am I getting jealous when he's just busting his nut and then he's gone? We're not conversating afterwards.
And then he can get in it afterwards.
Yeah, we're not conversating. Hey, have a nice night. See you later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's great.
See,
Yeah,
this
definitely.
feels like it's very like murky waters for a couple who's just starting to swing. How do
Oh,
you
yeah.
get to that
Oh, yeah.
point of like feeling secure? Because I'm pretty sure that just like new swinging couples, they're gonna have so much jealousy issues at the very beginning, but they really want to start swinging. So, do you have any like tips or advice for how to deal with feelings of jealousy, or how to like start that conversation on how to open up and how to start swinging?
Yeah, absolutely. So he had brought it to our attention on our first date.
Yeah.
He was a single man in the lifestyle for a long time before me.
So,
And so
you
he
know
had brought
already,
it-
like you're
Yes.
destined
So
for this.
he-
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and I was really just testing the waters before him, but not really did anything. I was just really interested in the lifestyle and wanted to get know more. So when he brought it to me, I was like, whoa, okay. I like this, a kind of openness. And so the first thing is communication.
Yeah.
Definitely. Communicating, he communicated everything out in the open. This is what I like. This is what I want. And if you don't like it, then that's just the way I am. If you don't accept it, then, we'll have a nice meal and we'll go our separate ways. But
The first date.
the first date.
Right from
But
the
the thing
get-go.
is, yes, absolutely. So you know what you're getting into. Now, as couples, they've been together for a few years, but now they want to test the waters in it afterwards. Communication and openness and be willing to listen to your partner is the first steps. Absolutely. And then when you talk with your partner and become familiar for what they like, you both have to come to an agreement and set boundaries before you start in the process of looking or doing anything, because those boundaries and rules set the place on where you can and cannot go in the lifestyle.
Yeah, and so for like me, I was in a lifestyle a lot longer before she even thought about it. Because everyone's having those fantasies. I've been in a lifestyle for close to 20 plus years. And so I don't have any
You're a
worry
veteran.
about telling someone, yeah,
You're
right?
veteran.
This is who I am. I don't want to date you 6 months and then 6 months down the line, you're like, whoa, you never told me that. Yeah, I did. You just didn't want to hear it, right? Like, I want you to know. But I also told her, this isn't something you have to be in. I'm just letting you know who I am.
Right.
And also for any couple who's thinking about it, like she said, communication and talking, because we all have them fantasies. And one of the worst things you can do is block your partner's fantasy, because now they're going to be thinking about someone else who's doing it. They're going to be wanting to explore that because you'd say, ew, I'll never try that. And your partner's going to go try it at some point with you or without you, in their mind or physically, right? So one of the most important things that I really stressed to her was that we're going to take baby steps. And if there's any point you're uncomfortable, we're out of this.
Yeah.
So we explored clubs and lifestyle a year, 2 years, I think.
Yeah. Before we
Before
even
we did
tried anything.
It was all about, let's just go to the club, let's hang out, let's see. So I want you to see what it is. Because when you first hear about a swing club, you're thinking, I'm going to walk in and there's sex everywhere, right? It's not like that. It's like a regular club, and then they've got one separate place where all of the sex happens at.
Well, they got little rooms everywhere
Yeah.
to the side. They have
So
open
that's what I would
rooms.
tell
Yeah.
someone. Communication
is
the
key.
absolute thing. You got to be honest about
And
it.
open and secure within your relationship.
Yeah.
Relationships that are rocky or that you've been cheating on, and for a woman, if you feel like you need to do it to keep your man
Yeah.
from cheating
That's the
or
wrong
doing,
thing.
that's the wrong
It's a red flag.
way to get in the lifestyle with,
Yeah.
because you're going in with insecurities and it's not going to get any better. Definitely.
No, I agree. But I'm also wondering, like, these are not easy conversations, right? How do you kind of like hype yourself up, or like at least get ready for that? Do you have like a template?
So right.
Doesn't come with the book, no.
So the one thing
We need to write our
right,
own
we're
Married
going
with
to start
Benefit
doing that
book.
now that you said that. We're
Hey,
gonna do that.
10% of royalties, mine.
Oh, let me see if I can get it. Let me see if I can get it. Message. Sound effect, right? So I can speak for me because I'm very different. I am a different kind of beast when it comes to just open and honesty. Like, you gonna accept me for who I am or leave me for what you think I'm not. Right? That's my simple thing. So the conversation, I think, it starts with just telling your partner what some of your fantasies are. Even if you write them down on a piece of paper, like we have this thing that we created called a fantasy box.
Yeah.
That we wrote down 6 fantasies for each other, put it in a box, and each month we would pick a fantasy. And then that's something we would do
we play
to
out.
kind of keep it fresh and keep it going. And there's no judgment. Whatever it is, you don't have to do the fantasy, but I'm not going to judge you for it, right? It might be something I'm like, you know what, let me research that. Let me kind of learn about it before I try to explore it. I'm not saying no, but let me open my mind to it a little bit. So you've got to find a partner who's open and willing to come explore with you. But there's different parts of it. We spent 2 years, I think, almost before she was ready to even attempt it. So I'm patient, but I was still open and loving the fact that she was willing to at least go to the club so we could watch. We never did anything with anyone for years. Even though I was a veteran, I wasn't like, no, you got to do it now. Let's go. Because your partner's going to leave you. They're going to be like, yo, you pressure me. That's too much.
Yeah, you don't want to feel the pressure.
Yeah.
It's whatever you're comfortable with.
Are the clubs the most normal place to find other swinging couples? And if so, like,
Yeah.
what kind of clubs should swingers start to look out for?
Swing clubs. Google
Yeah.
it.
Google
I
it.
promise
They're
you.
in
Oh,
every
really?
city.
Pick up your cell phone.
Yes.
Yeah. I know there's some in your
There-
city, but I'm not
yes.
going to say anything. There's some right down the block from you.
Yes.
I mean, it could be like in your neighbor's basement that they're hosting.
Yep.
Like,
Right.
And
But no,
there
they're
is
actual
more
clubs.
open-minded people in lifestyle clubs
Yeah.
that are bi, that you
That
wouldn't
are
even
gay.
that are gay.
There's
that
no
are,
judgment.
There's no
There's no
judgment
body shaming.
whatsoever. When
People
you're in
walk
that
around
room
naked.
and you don't even care.
Yeah.
It's like, stick it in me.
Right. Everyone's they're just so free minded. So if anyone's thinking about it, I would always suggest to attend one or two first.
Yeah.
When you come in, 90% of the clubs will bring you in and they will give you a tour. They will kind of explain to you what's going on, what this room is, and they'll tell you no means no.
Yeah.
It's very respectful. You still have your eggheads in there, but it's very respectful. One of my first experiences with the lifestyle, of kind of learning about it, a long time ago, we were sitting at a restaurant and this lady was looking at one of the waiters and she really wanted him. He's attractive. She was horny or whatever. And she called her husband and said, hey, babe, there's this waiter. I want to bring him home. And her husband must have said not tonight or something. And so she was like, okay. But the respect level of that, first she called him and said, hey, I want to bring him home, which means he was open enough to say, hey, that's something that we normally do. She respected him enough when he said no to not go and try to sneak behind his back, you know, because she probably knew that he just was tired tonight or they've done it before. He normally says yes, you know. So the respect level and the lifestyle is so
Definitely.
Yeah.
And there's different lifestyles clubs. There's ones for couples and select singles. Then you have here in Vegas, it's called the Green Door, where it's a lot of single men or travelers coming through. Not a lot of couples attend there, just a lot of singles and a lot of single men, really.
Yeah.
And and we like to explore it all.
Yeah. And where did you say you were at? If you're able to say it, I don't know if you give me more.
I'm from Toronto.
Toronto? Okay.
Yeah.
Toronto can up. Look at there.
I'm
Yep.
sure there's a lot in your town.
I just searched for it. Yeah. I see.
Just already.
Oasis.
I'm looking. I'm
Oh,
seeing
Oasis,
1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4, 5. Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see already.
I wouldn't have considered Oasis a swingers club because really just a bathhouse. But like, oh, I mean, couples are there. There are straight people there. And it's very fascinating watching straight people because I've never seen one before.
It's a water. It says it's a water themed, clothing optional, fully licensed, on premise sexual adventure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a few of them. Mississauga,
Mississauga.
Ontario, Mississauga. Yeah, it is. Oh my gosh, you guys got some funny names. Etobicoke.
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 Right.
Yeah,
I love it. I love the names.
So yeah,
That's it.
And that's just
Etobicoke.
one. But this.
Okay.
Yeah, right.
Wow, I guess I just wouldn't have been aware of it because it wouldn't have occurred to me to Google swinger clubs because
Right.
I'm on my own.
And there's people that's
Right.
it's very private. You would not think, there's so people who don't understand. They think, well, I'm in this club and I saw a person at my work. Oh my God, I don't want them to see me here. Well, they're here, so they're in the same
And
mindset as you.
We go
right?
on apps on the phone, and these couples are hiding their face in these apps that, and they're like, "Why are you hiding your face?"
Like if someone doesn't know you, they're not gonna know your body type. Like, hey, wait a second, isn't that Fred and Ginger?
If they're looking on that app, then they would be in it too.
Right.
So you would, like to see someone familiar, but I guess not.
And some of the things we use that we're going to put in that book we're going to write. And so for some of the listeners who aren't seeing, we're seeing each other right now, but I'm holding up. We have these things that we use. They're like little wristbands. Okay. So they're like little wristbands and they're different colors. One's yellow, red, and green for the listeners. And what that means is, so if you go to the club, you're going to wear a color, and yellow means, hey, I'm just here to look for tonight. I'm not playing.
Oh, like a stop sign. Oh, I see. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And red means nope, we're not doing anything. Greens mean, hey, we're open, we're playing. And maybe I'm wearing green, but she's wearing red tonight because she doesn't, So it's all about, it's respect and communication. You're letting the people know, I'm just here to dance and watch naked people tonight. Right?
Yes.
And
I want them to see titties and free dicks all out.
So
We'll be right back after this commercial break.
Yes.
What's up, all you sick fucking perverts? Don't you just love love? The Love Shop has everything you need to feel the love in the air or in between your legs, wherever you want, really. They've got everything from vibrators, lubes, lingerie, and even full-sized sex dolls. Wow, I guess love really does come in all shapes and sizes. Visit loveshop.ca/sexedwithtim and use code SEXEDWithTim at checkout for 15% off the whole store. And the best part is that they ship all over Canada, US, and what? Ireland? To all my whores in Dublin, top of the morning to ya. That's loveshop.ca/sexedwithtim and check out code SEXEDWithTim for 15% off the entire store. Now get to fucking. Do you like feeling sexy and looking sexy? Of course you do. Only my listeners are sexy as fuck. I have partnered with fetishwear designer Dale Kuda to bring you the hottest deals on custom jockstraps, harnesses, hats, and more. Head over to dalekuda.com, that's DALEKUDA.com, and use code SEXEDWithTim at checkout for 25% off the entire store. Yeah, you heard me. 25% off. And cherry on top, free shipping. Oh my god. I have a few of the stuff that he has made for me. And girl, I'm wearing it right now. I'm wearing like a little jock strap so that I could easily just like slip a little butt plug or dildo every now and then here and there. And I'm on the train. I'm just like, thank you, Dale. That's dalekuda.com with the code SEXEDWithTim for 25% off your entire purchase with free shipping. With a deal like that, I swear I could come buckets, honey.
The show is about to begin.
Yes.
Does that then mean it may be possible to cheat in swinging couples?
absolutely, it happens.
There's cheaters.
It's life.
Absolutely.
And I think that really, because like in one of our groups where it's an educational thing and people ask questions and someone says, hey, I'm feeling this and my partner's not feeling that. But I also think that comes down to the human being. They're not open enough to communicate what's going on, what they need, and what they're feeling. So, for example, like with us, the lifestyle is it's an extra piece.
Yeah.
With us, it's not a necessity. We
Right.
do it occasionally. But we love going to the clubs. We don't always play with someone.
We just go to the club just to hang out and get away from home.
Right. But then you have some, and I'm going to say mostly single guys or mostly guys in the lifestyle who because there's mismatched sex drive sometimes, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. One person's horny and the other person's for the next, week, like, hey, I'm tired. Then also there's things where maybe the wife wants to do a fantasy, but the husband isn't as secure. So, like I said, someone's going to end up doing it. So yes, people can cheat, but it goes to what I said before.
Communication.
Right. Why am I going to cheat on you when I can cheat with you?
Right.
So
Right.
Because you're technically doing something that's not within the agreed upon boundaries or terms of
that's
the
exactly what it is.
Exactly. And behind your partner's back without them knowing.
And we have rules. Like my wife, we could be laying in the bed. She could be texting a guy, and I'm laying right next to her. I don't need to look at the phone. And then all of a sudden she'll say, "Hey, this one wants to come over." And my first kind of response to that is he respectful to you? Like, I don't give a fuck who you are, how you look. If she finds you attractive and she wants to get fucked, long as he's respectful, because
as long as his mama raised him right.
Yeah,
Yes,
right. We're going to meet somewhere, and I
absolutely.
don't want you being weird or anything. So
Yeah.
but it's cheating happens.
Oh, that's so sad to hear that even in
is.
a
It is sad to hear
revolutionary,
that.
yeah, because like
It
even in a very progressive kind of situation such as swinging, that this stuff can still happen, and it's like, what are people so afraid of, or like, why are you withholding this kind of information from your partner? It's so like
It comes, but I think it's a lot less than what would be in a monogamous or vanilla, is what we call it, relationship. A lot
Boring.
less.
Yeah. And a lot of guys now, I feel with the newbies, a lot of guys in the newbie relationships, I think they take advantage of the females and don't give the female credit enough to be open, and it's all what they want. And if they don't get it, then that's when it comes into play.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot, and I can't say newbies as, but long time
Most part,
relationship. But I've seen it a lot with the newbie relationships where the man pressures the woman. Oh, I gotta have this. I gotta have that.
Big mistake.
And the woman's like, whoa, I'm not comfortable with that. And they're like, well, then I'm gonna go get it regardless.
And we'll get questions in a group, and someone would say, "How can I convince my girlfriend?"
Yeah.
You messed up already. You can't convince her. You
can't.
You got to let it come to fruition. You got to let her want to, right?
Yeah.
So talk about it. Turn on a movie, 50 Shades of Grey or something, and say, "Babe, let's watch this," and and kind of hear it.
Pull up your favorite porn and say,
Yeah.
I want to try this with you.
Right, and so that's the first step. You can't convince someone. And like I said, with us, we went for a long time. Even though I was a veteran, and I was like, "Hey, I'm ready for it." She wasn't, and if she had said no, then it was no. But I'm gonna tell you, for anyone who's listening and anyone who says, I would love to learn and try that kind of stuff, your partner, when your partner trusts you, you will get every bit of freakiness out of them.
Yeah.
If they don't truly trust you,
milk them.
yes. If they don't truly trust you, they're gonna hold back. They're not gonna do all this kind of stuff. And we built that trust first, that she knew.
Yeah.
And I told her, I said, "Hey,
It
you're
was
my
a
number
foundation
one."
that was built first.
Yeah, I don't even need to know her name. I'm just doing it. I'm nutting and I'm out. We got our keywords that if something's going wrong, we say our little safe word, and then we're out.
Yeah.
So,
And we
Oh, you
kind
have
of
a safe word. That's sweet.
yes.
it's butterfly, by the
Oh,
way.
I'm not even gonna know. Not even gonna know.
My safe word is keep going. No, Please don't use that safe word,
Don't
people.
stop.
Yeah,
Don't
right.
Don't.
stop.
Don't stop. No. Ouch.
And I tell you, one of the things too that lifestylers do. And so, for example, one person in our group asked a question. But he's still fairly new. He's like, "Hey, when we're with another partner, they play with this couple a couple of times, and so once you play with them a couple of times, you get a little bit more comfortable." So him and his wife switch partners, and his wife talks dirty with the other guy, and the other guy talks dirty to her. But he was like, why won't she do that to me? And it's truly because in the lifestyle, you get to almost be someone else. And you know, when you're with your partner, it's like a respect level. You don't want to call your partner like, hey, get on the bed, you little dirty slut. You know what I'm saying?
Even though we like that.
Right.
Even though I try to get him to say that.
Yeah, you know, and
I'm like, call me a bitch.
I'll whisper it
and
now.
Choke me.
But it's just one of those things that at that point, you know, I told him, I said, you're doing the wrong thing right now. You're asking a group of people instead of asking her.
Yeah.
Right? That's something you should take to her and just bring to her in a respectful manner and say, hey, babe, listen, you're doing something and I'm just wondering, I would love to do that. And more than likely, she's going to probably tell you, oh, I don't talk dirty to you because I respect you. And I feel like if I say that to you, I may lose a little bit of respect. Then you might at least understand why it's happening and might be able to adjust and say,
instead of resenting.
Right. And say, well, tell you what, don't talk dirty. Just say this one word, you know, and you start slow like that. And now she gets a little comfortable saying that one word. Then she might say his second word, you know, or vice versa.
Or like the recipient of the dirty talk can be like, I trust you enough to call me this because, you know, we're secure enough that you can call me your little cum dump, your little piss pig slut, you know, or whatever you want to be called. I'm curious also about the swinging lifestyle. Have you made friends or any kind of like special connections outside of the bedroom?
Oh yeah.
We've actually got friends that we've never played with and
Yeah.
probably more than likely will never play with.
Yeah.
Because it's become that. But it's so much freedom that we talk about. So we send each other memes or memes as I call it.
We're like in a a whole group.
Yeah, we got like a group on social media and we just we talk and you know,
and we've never played, but we'll ask, hey, good morning.
Yeah.
You know, how you guys doing today?
Right.
You know, so yeah, we definitely have friendships
and it's
outside
fun
that
just
we've never
because
played
you're
with.
around someone where you don't have to, oh my gosh, I can't say titties, I can't say balls, you know. And
You want to feel free when you're around your friends.
Our kids have met and played with each other.
Yeah.
We go to dinner and stuff, and who knows, maybe it might happen one day, but it's not a first thought of us.
Yeah,
we just hang
definitely.
out in a lifestyle.
But it's just the openness of it that we like.
I love that. Wait,
Free,
you guys said
free mind.
You guys said you're in Vegas, right? So
yes.
Does that mean you've been to Burning Man?
No, we've never been to
Not
Burning
yet?
Man.
Okay, because I heard that there's this thing in Burning Man called the Orgy Dome that you might enjoy. It's like you can only come in as a couple, but you must leave as a couple as well. Because everyone's like, fucking, you got like referees or like, I don't know, what do you call them? Orgy nurses or something. That's like, do you need a towel? You need a drink?
Yeah.
Oh, we need to have one of those.
Yeah,
yeah, right.
It's so funny because in our home we've thought about things, but you know when the pandemic happened, a lot of stuff shifted.
Yeah, the clubs were closed, and we're like, we need to have an orgy at home.
But in our house, we have these things that we have like a little playroom. It's almost like a little dungeon.
It's like a 50 Shades of Grey room,
spanking room, and stuff like that in our actual home. But then what's really cool about one of the unique things I love about it is we have that, and then we have the same or similar thing in our bedroom where we have these curtains that go around our bed, and they're sheer curtains. But if you put the sheer curtains up with a special type of light, what happens is you can see inside of the curtain if you're standing outside, but the person on
like
the
a silhouette. Shows your silhouette.
Yes, but the person on the bed can't see outside, and it's so erotic because if you're in there masturbating or if someone else is in there having sex, you can watch them, but they can't see you and what you're doing out there. And it's
like I could be in the bed with the guy and he could watch from the outside of the curtain.
It's so erotic,
and vice versa.
Feeling
What are some of the things that the media gets wrong about swinging? Because, like, I know I've seen, like, what's that thing on Netflix? Sex Life or something like that, where they go into, like, this huge mansion and, like, everyone's just, like, fucking around. Yeah. Is that something that happens in swinging? Or, like, it always happens in a mansion?
No, I think exactly that's what you said. There's house parties on there's mansions, but I think exactly what you said is what they get wrong, right? Is that as soon as because she thought this when she first went into the club. As soon as I go into the club, I'm gonna see people fucking.
I was just gonna walk inside and I was gonna see everyone just naked and fucking, and I was like, Okay, I'm in heaven.
Yeah, it's more friendships than anything. I think they get the idea wrong that people are in it only for sex.
Yeah.
Where it's much more than that. It's such a erotic feeling of freedom, to be able to walk around in an outfit, especially with a lot of people in corporate America. You work this 80 hours, you're stressed, and then you can go put on this slutty outfit and no one's going to judge you. No one's going to look at you differently, even if you're a CEO or something. So I think that's what they get wrong.
Yeah, because I think when we first came out and did our podcast and was talking about a swinging experience on the podcast before a couple years ago, it got back to where I used to work, and and that's one of the reasons why I got let go. Why I think it was the reason why I got let go. Yeah. So it was like they're not open-minded, they're closed-minded about people who just want to be free and just want to be themselves and just want to experience life and live life to the fullest. But they have these people that, oh, you can't do that. You got to live by the book, and I'm just like,
jeez,
right.
Rules are made to be broken.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So it's just, it goes into play with that question. It's just, I think it's very...
They just think it's sex everywhere.
I think
sex
they
all
think
the
too
time.
much about it. And even though I know they probably have thoughts about it,
right.
They don't,
And one little thing to touch on that too, for anyone who's thinking about getting in and wanting to do it, I'm going to tell you right now, and take my word from a veteran, you are not going to be doing it as often as you think.
Right.
And I'm going to tell you why.
It's not like everyday action.
And even if you wanted it every day, but I'm going to tell you why. Because most couples, probably 90% of the couples, even if it's not spoken, they have this rule that we speak this rule. We never take one for the team.
Right.
So you're going to meet another couple and only one of them is going to be attracted to you.
Right. Yeah, we have to be attracted to you.
Right.
You cannot look like nasty and you have to be attracted.
I was about to ask where you're like, where both of you see a couple and then you're both like, babe, oh God, I don't know how I feel about this one. Oh.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. If the male is attracted to her and vice versa or not, then we're not doing it. We both have to be wanting it. Both have to, So you're not going to see, oh, I'm walking to the club. Hey, we both like you. You want to fuck? The other couple's like, no, I don't like you. So you're not going to be doing it.
Yeah.
It's not what you think.
There has to be some type of attraction.
More than likely, definitely. What you're going to do is you're at least going to build some type of conversation so they can see, oh, I like this person. Their mind is cool. And then you might go do something. Yeah. But you're not walking in there just thinking, oh, we're getting it on. If you get in a lifestyle, in 1 year, you may swing with a different couple, maybe 2 times.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, and it depends on how much you go and how much you're looking and what your limits are. Like if you want to just fuck anything, then you're just gonna fuck anything.
Yeah.
But if you have your boundaries and who you like and your preference, then it becomes more limited. Yeah. But also, I was gonna say that we met a couple online and we met them and we got catfished. She didn't look how she did in the pictures. I just want to say that.
That's all.
And he looked way taller in the pictures than he did in real life.
It wasn't like it was different people. It was just the look
we were
in
like,
the pictures
whoa,
made them
we
look very
got
different.
catfished. So we went to the club and we were like, okay, peace out, guys.
Right.
Have you also met like a couple who, I guess, like, did they get a little too obsessed with you because the sex was too good and they can't leave you alone? And then you're both looking at each other like, babe, what do we do with this? We got a stage 5 clinger over here.
Right. And so now I think some people that can happen too, but we've been in it for so long that we kind of know how to read that situation a little bit more. And
single guys.
Yeah, yes. Single guys. We had a single guy once that he messaged me on my personal page, and that's something you don't do.
Because we use Kik as conversation.
Right. And so we just had to let him go and say, hey, we're not interested anymore.
Yeah. And then he hits me up, hey, can you guys, put me back in the group?
Right. And that's another thing too. Majority of the time, most most swingers who are understanding of the lifestyle, they know that the respect level. If I'm a guy, I'm approaching the guy first. Even if I'm interested in your wife, or
That's
vice
a
versa.
big
Right? If you go to my
respect.
wife first, then you're automatically done because you
Yeah.
didn't respect me enough to say, hey, we tell them, look, we all here to fuck, but just be respectful about it, and then
Yeah.
you'll get it. If not, then see you later.
Yeah. We usually like it, like if I were to approach the female instead of approaching the male, I would approach her and say, have a conversation with her and get to know her. He would go up to the male and get to know the male and vice versa. And so, in that way, we can get to know each other. If I say, hey, babe, that couple over there is really sexy. I really think she and he is cute. What do you think? And he goes, yeah, let's go talk to him. And that's how the conversation would start.
Yeah.
And have there been any like interactions where it kind of just got a little awkward when you like give them like, I don't know, a nice flirtatious look or whatever, and then they're like, ooh.
Yes. We were at a table at a lifestyle club one time, and we were sitting talking with a couple, and the husband wouldn't take his eyes off me. He totally ignored his wife.
And he kept saying, you're so beautiful. You're so beautiful. Right. And I'm like, thank you. You can see his wife's face. Like after a while.
And then after a while, I was like, you know what? Your wife is very beautiful too.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, she is.
So
you're beautiful.
Right.
And I was like,
and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about with these
go.
idiots, right? If he had just played the game right and not be so forward and thirsty, things would have went way different. But he was just like, hey, I got to think with my dick. Like, you're so beautiful. And he said it like 20 to 30 times.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And so even if they wanted to play, his wife wouldn't have been in it because she would have felt like.
Yeah. And I'd never want another female to feel that way ever. I don't want to feel that way. And I don't want to put another female in that predicament because I wouldn't want to feel that way.
Yeah.
This is very interesting because I'm now just starting to realize the difference between like I'm just now starting to see the difference between straight couples in the lifestyle and just like gay couples or just gay people, because me as a gay man, sex all the time. But like now that I'm talking to you guys, you're very much into building like a connection first, and like it's very much rooted in emotional strength and intimacy. Whereas I'm just like, just fuck me. I don't care what your name is.
Right.
Now
I don't
there's
give
a difference. Yeah. There is a difference now. If we were single, then it would probably be like that.
Right.
But with being a couple, you want to engage in another couple respectfully and connect with them. So I don't know, the passion is definitely it for me when we're together with another couple. But when we're single or playing with a single, we don't even have to fucking know their name.
Yeah,
we just fuck. We don't even talk to them.
Right.
He lets them in the door. We go fuck, and then they go home.
Yeah.
I don't even
no conversation
I don't even look at
afterwards.
them in the face.
Yeah. Yeah. There's no conversation.
So it is like that.
Yeah.
And
You
it's
just come and
certain-
for
go.
certain couples. Right.
Yes.
And for certain couples
Exactly.
too, like we're the way we are. Some other couples are just like, hey, let's just fuck.
Yeah.
But the main thing for anyone who wants to get in this, thinking about getting this, is you got to make your partner feel secure.
Yeah,
That no matter what,
definitely.
there's no pussy, there's no
Number
dick that's going to
one.
make you leave to go with them. It's just fuck and go. And that's one way that we ensure that happens, is that you do it and you go. We don't need to talk. What are we going to talk about? You don't need to know.
There's no conversation.
Yeah. What do we need to talk about?
We'll text you when I want the dick again.
Girl, that's truly my rule. Like, I will call you.
Yes. Don't reach out to us. We will reach out to you.
Yeah.
Before we wrap things up, I was wondering if you both can give our audience, just like a nice hot tip when it comes to swinging.
Ooh, that's a good question.
You can take this, babe.
Okay, that'll give you some time to think of your tip. All right, sure.
I know a tip. I know a
It's a
tip
tip,
I
right?
want.
Let's see. So a nice tip when it comes to swinging. I'll give you two ones if you're trying to get in, and then one if you're already in. So let's say for single men, because like I could tell you right now, a lot of single guys, they are absolutely doing it incorrectly. A tip for the single men is you will get your chance. There is a place for you in the lifestyle. There's a terminology. It's called a beau.
Yes.
There are 90% couples who are looking for beaux, who are looking for a guy who they just want to fuck
Yeah.
and watch.
Oh, I was the bull then.
Yes.
Yes,
And that's,
you
and
were the
that's
bull.
wait, I was the bull. Okay.
There are
I didn't know
couples
that.
And I'm
Okay.
telling you, that couple was having sex, imagining your
Yes.
scenario for a long
Right.
time.
So if you're the guy, that's the tip is you just have to be patient and be respectful. They will let you in. You just stop sending dick pics. No one
Yeah,
cares.
nobody wants dick
We've
pics.
seen them all. We know.
I know what all size, colors,
yeah.
and
no one's
look
like,
like.
oh, look at your dick.
I have
I'm gonna
seen
come jump.
the Fenty collection of dick pics, every
Right.
shade, shape. I've seen it all.
So that's my tip for single men. For couples or people who are already in it, my hot tip is simply this: make your partner feel like they're the world, no
Yes.
matter what's going on around, and they will be so free. They will reveal things to you that they never thought they would tell their fantasies about.
they will be so open.
If they feel you are the
Open-minded.
absolute trust and the solidarity they need, you're in there. So those are my two hot tips.
Definitely.
I love that. Yeah, no, that was wrapped up beautifully, and I don't like wrapping up anything. Condom, I barely know him. I'm just now introducing a segment into the show, into this season, called Naughty or Nice, and I was wondering if you guys want to play a little game just before we close off.
Sure,
Sure.
real quick. Let's do it.
Sure, real quick. So, together, can you please pick either naughty or nice?
Naughty?
We'll do naughty.
Naughty?
We
Might as
like
well.
naughty.
Naughty. Okay. So, because Lion has been holding up a red flag, this card game is called Red Flags.
Okay.
And I want to know what you guys think of this couple that I'm going to set you up with and be like, okay, but so like you have to defend why you should be going out with this couple. So this couple will make you feel secure, has all the same interests and hobbies as you, but they can only eat out of someone else's hand.
And we're defending why we would go out with them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Get creative. Come on.
So I would say for me, if that's the case, the only reason why, if they can only eat out of someone else's hand, then my hand still has the ability to place food in my hand while my dick's in my hand.
There you go.
So they would only eat that. And if someone said, well, you know what, I don't suck dick.
No,
I can say, well, you could eat
I
it.
can put your dick in my hand and they can eat it.
Okay, see, there you go, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Creative.
See? I can hold
Creative.
the dick
Ooh, I
while
like
they
that.
suck it. See?
There you go.
That's hot.
Yeah.
That's hot. I love that. And the second part of this game is the other part that you didn't choose is nice. And I'm just going to ask you like a really wholesome question. And the question is, when it comes to your sex life, what has helped you grow the most thus far?
Oh, you could wrap this one. You can go this one.
I think the pleasure that we get seeing each other, I think that has brought us closer.
Yeah.
The communication level, the openness, and the passion that we get from watching each other and knowing that we're secure with each other enough to pleasure each other while we're with other people, I think that is what it is.
Absolutely. Big old clap for that.
Sometimes I wish I had video because you were posting these gifts on screen. They're just sending me. That's so sweet. I am like, you know what? Maybe I should get dick down so that I can finally become a swinging couple.
There you go.
But
There you go.
I love being single so much. I just like, I'll fuck anyone drama free. I don't have to negotiate. I'll be a whore.
But the feeling you get when you come home to somebody that feels the same way as you in the lifestyle, it's rewarding.
And just like kind of like real quick, what you
Gross feelings.
said there are feelings. There are couples that we know, and the term escapes me right now, but there's a terminology for it. cuckold.
Cuckold, yeah.
There are people, like more men, who get off by having their wife or someone, their partner, go out and have sex, then come home and tell them about it.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then they really get off by that.
Yeah.
There are some people like that, but they just have to find them. They love it. And then they get turned on and they have sex with the partner afterwards and so forth. But there's people who do that all the time.
I love that. I love this whole thing, and this whole conversation just makes me feel so warm and fuzzy, and just like gives me hope about like the more progressive, like non-traditional relationships, and it really shows that we're moving forward, albeit very slowly, but we're moving forward as a society, and how we show love and affection and intimacy, and it's so hot. Just like running into other sluts like me, it's so sexy. But thank you so much, Lion and Kandi of the Married with Benefits podcast. You guys have been so amazing. I was wondering, can you guys please make like a butt and plug away anything you want the audience to find?
Yeah, absolutely. So most people can find us. Hold on, let me give you a little air horn for that really quick. Yeah. So,
wait, you didn't do the other one, babe.
Which one?
Meow, 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 meow.
I don't know if he can do the song. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so I'll just do this. I'll just do a little bit of this here really quick.
That
I
one.
love the soundboard.
Okay, here we go. So let's see.
Let's talk about you.
So, we got a whole production thing over here for our podcast. So Married with Benefits, you can catch it on all of the streaming platforms or wherever you find your podcast at. We talk about more than just the lifestyle. We talk about how our relationships got stronger through pandemics, little things that we do.
Educating in the lifestyle, what type of lifestyle there
little
are.
dating tips, little things like that. How our
Definitely.
fantasy box works. We make them for people. So, but that's the primary place you can find us at, or mwb4life@gmail.com is our email as well if anyone has questions.
We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook.
All of
we're
our
on
social media is the same.
Yes.
MWB, Married with Benefits.
Thank you so much, Lion and Kandi. You guys have been amazing. And to all the people who have made it this far into this chaotic ass conversation, thank you so much for listening to another episode of the Sex Ed with Tim podcast. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. Give that a like, a follow, 5-star, whatever it is that you do, because you're supporting sex education and queer gay content. Because if you don't support, then you're homophobic. I don't make the rules. I'm sorry. With that, I wish you all a good night, and I will see you at the next one. Bye. Thanks for listening to the Sex Ed with Tim podcast. Sex Ed with Tim is created and produced by me, Tim Lagman. Music is Aces High by Kevin MacLeod. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at GaySlutClown and at Sex Ed with Tim. You can also like and follow me on the Sex Ed with Tim Facebook page. If you enjoyed the show, please rate, review, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for all your support, you dirty little slut. Mwah.